In this video, I am going to talk about some classroom management techniques. You can find more information on classroom management in the Teacher's Edition of the Connection series. We made sure that all of the authors pulled together all of the tools from our toolbox and dropped them in there for you. So if you're ever working with a troublesome bunch of students, make sure you go and check out the Teacher's Edition because there'll be lots of additional ideas in there. But here are my top 4. First one, build rapport with your students. I have a personal story to tell. In my early career as a university pathway instructor, I remember struggling with trying to build engagement in the class. And I always thought that it was because I was boring or I was doing a bad job. I was owning it all. And I was a bit of a perfectionist as well. So when something wasn't going right, I'd spend hours deconstructing my lesson and putting it back together and then trying again next time. And I remember my colleague coming to me and saying, in response to me complaining about this, "Shauna, it doesn't matter as much if the students like you as it does if they like each other." And that was something that I hadn't really spent a lot of time doing in my classroom, was building the relationships that my students had with each other. So I was taking all this on and I was owning it, and then realizing, well, maybe the lesson will go better if they are enjoying being in each other's company, that they know each other a little bit better. And so I spent more time building community in my classroom and helping them build rapport with me, but also with each other. And so that is key to classroom management. My second tip is to use student engagement techniques. And so if you'd like to learn more about those, check out my other video. I'm bringing the textbook to life. But in a nutshell, we don't call them games. I call them fun educational activities or student engagement techniques. And so by getting the students interacting and up out of their seats and bringing in props and tools and things like that, you can really build engagement. And that can help because when students are disengaged, classroom management issues tend to be more of a problem. My third tip. We are in a classroom together so that students can get feedback from us and communicate with each other and get error correction and all of those things. And I find that as students start to progress, they kind of plateau, and that can be really difficult and it can be demotivating. And so if they're constantly getting this critique, it can be really hard for them. And so my advice is catch them doing something right. And so as much time as you spend giving critical feedback, give them positive feedback on all of the things that you caught them doing that were going in the right direction and that were correct, because we want to build their confidence in the classroom just as much as we want to give them error correction and feedback and help them avoid making mistakes. And my last tip is, if you find yourself at the front of the room explaining a lot and engagement tends to be dipping, because remember, there's a strong connection between engagement and classroom management issues. Try varying your delivery techniques. So instead of doing a lot of explanations, switch it and start doing a bit more discovery. And if you find yourself, sage on the stage, as they put it, then see if there's a way that you can involve students in some student-centered learning and get them to deliver different pieces or build some group work in there to just vary your delivery, shake it up a little bit. Try and use multiple delivery methods to tackle all of the learning styles that you can, whether it's visual, auditory, etc. So those are my classroom management tips.